There are tons of great, inexpensive video cameras out there right now, and many of them shoot very high quality footage. But even the best video camera won't record a great image without proper lighting. In this lesson, we're going to look at some basic and not so basic lighting equipment to learn more about the different types of light sources, including key, fill, hair, and backlight, along with different lighting setups. Check out our lighting setups lesson. Let's start on the basic end by talking about practical light. Practical light is just any light source that can be seen on camera, such as a table lamp or track lights. If you're working with a very low budget, practical light sources will be your best friend. If you're shooting indoors, one of the first things you should do when you get to your shooting location is to look at all of the existing light sources and see how you can use them for the best effect. Maybe that lamp in the corner can be moved closer to your subject, or maybe you can set your subject up underneath those track lights, or maybe you can use a combination of both, along with the light from the window. If you're shooting outside, the absolute best existing light source is, of course, the sun. Be aware of shadows that are cast on your subject. Also, be aware that as the sun sets, the color temperature of your footage will change, and that could cause a problem when you start to edit your footage. Using practical or existing light in a creative way can save you loads of money on expensive lighting setups. A very simple, low-cost, light-enhancing solution is a reflector. Many of these are lightweight and collapsible, so they travel easily. Depending on the size, most can be had for under $50, and they're well worth it. They usually have a white side and either a gold or a silver backside. The white bounces a basic white light. The gold will create a warm light, and the silver will create a cooler light. For this solution, you'll need an extra pair of hands, so that while you're shooting, someone else can bounce the existing light onto your subject. If you're shooting alone, you can get an inexpensive, lightweight, collapsible arm stand that will hold your reflector in place. Obviously, if you're shooting a subject that's moving, a second pair of hands is definitely the better choice. This would be considered a fill light source, meaning that its job is to fill any darker areas in your image with the light. Another inexpensive but useful light source are Chinese paper lantern balls. These can be found at any lighting store and run anywhere between $5 and $30. They create a lovely soft light and are collapsible. They also come in different sizes. Get several of these, especially if you're shooting a documentary. But be careful, these are made of paper, and when they get too hot, they can be extremely flammable. So always keep your eyes on them. There are also lightweight, inexpensive, dimmable LED light arrays. You can either attach these to your camera or a stand, or have someone else hold it for you. If you find yourself with a little more money to spend, invest in a single or dual mono light kit that usually comes with a stand and a diffuser. Diffusers usually come in the form of an umbrella or a soft box. The umbrella reflector mounts into the front of an open-face light instrument and creates a soft, broad, diffused light. The umbrella reflector also looks great on camera and gives your shoot this behind-the-scenes Hollywood look. The soft box is another type of diffuser that's similar to the umbrella reflector. The box section mounts into the front of an open-face light, like the umbrella reflector, but also has a piece of diffusion material that attaches to all four corners of the box, hence the name softbox. Softboxes tend to be a bit more directional, so you can control where the light source goes. You can get a two-light setup that includes light stands and either umbrella reflectors or softboxes for under $500. You can also go on the cheap with the light itself by using one or two 500-watt tungsten work lights that you can pick up at any hardware or car parts store. This is a lot of light, so I wouldn't advise pointing it right at your subject. It's best to point these at the wall or at the ceiling. You can also invest in a 6-foot diameter diffuser and place the lights behind that. Just make sure you keep your diffuser away from the light source so it doesn't heat up and burn. Additionally, if you've got some cash, you can buy a Fresno Light. This is a focusable glass lens to create a narrow or broad beam of light. Fresno lights are great for when your light source is far away from your subject. They're also great for a backlight or a key light with diffusion. You can also get an open face light. These don't have a glass lens in front, but instead use open face reflectors to direct the light. Open face lights are great when they're close to your subject, and always use diffusion to make the light soft and to protect the bulb. Some popular open face lights are Omni lights and Tota lights. Many professional lights have barn doors, which control the light. Like the name suggests, it has little black doors on 4 sides that can be adjusted as needed. An inexpensive solution to controlling and directing your light source is black wrap. It's similar in consistency to aluminum foil, but it has the added advantage of being heat resistant. A 25-foot roll of this will set you back anywhere from $25 to $40. Whatever lighting setup you choose, some things to keep in mind are wattage, durability, and portability. Finally, no lighting equipment discussion would be complete without discussing safety. Professional lighting instruments can get very hot quickly. Always use gloves to handle hot lights, and even if the bulb is cold, never touch the actual light bulb, or the oil from your fingerprints can cause the bulb to explode when it's reheated. Likewise, fires can start really easily if you have your lights too close to something flammable, like curtains. And always make sure that your light stands are secure by using sandbags or other weighted materials. And those extension cords should be taped down in high traffic areas using gaffer's tape. It's all well and good to save money by using inexpensive lighting solutions creatively, but never skimp on safety, whatever your budget. It's also good to pay attention to electrical circuit loads versus how many watts you're using. Modern houses in the US have 15 to 20 amp circuits. To find out what the circuit is of your location, check the inside of the fuse box. Voltage in the US ranges from 110 to 120 volts. A good formula to use is watts divided by voltage equals amps. So if you use 2 500-watt lights and 3 100-watt lights, that's a total of 1,300 watts. 1,300 watts divided by roughly 100 volts is 13 amps. In a house with 15 to 20 amps, you'd be good to go. Just remember to factor in any other electrical appliances that may be using the same circuit. Also, always use only heavy-duty extension cords that are rated to the amperage you'll be using. Remember to always consider your lighting as carefully and artfully as you would frame a shot. Using lighting effectively, creatively, and safely will provide a professional-looking result every time. Even an iPhone camera can look professional if the lighting is well thought out.
To view hundreds more video lessons like this, visit NYVS.com. Learn basic through advanced film and video making techniques and start making amazing videos today.